won't understand. I got a short attention span. Because I've noticed that things are getting shorter and shorter. Our attention span is starting to go way down. And
gotta love you, pastors. That's a tough gig, man. They have to keep our attention for 30, 40 minutes a week. That's hard to do in 2011. People bringing in their iPhones into church now. It's distracting. People, oh, no, this is my Bible, right? This is my Bible, yeah. Yeah, I need to turn down the sound. What is that? No, these are the angry birds in Corinthians. This is a dramatized version.
Your passionate temper tantrum you just threw has caused me to reconsider and change my mind. You're going to get exactly what you want.
Just an average kid searching for a way to get what he wants all the time. Then an accidental overdose of selfishness alters his body chemistry. A startling metamorphosis occurs. And he is pursued by a pesky children's pastor.
Zach, I can help you with your anger.
Pastor Rich, don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
A typical class contains one of them. In some years you may have none, in other years maybe two. 3 or more, however, and you could become a nervous wreck.
And today I'm going to talk with you about how to get students to pay attention in your class. A lot of times you might have students who are sort of zoning out in your classroom and you want to bring them back somehow. The best way to do this is to change it up.
Kids that are ready, wiggle your fingers. Kids that are ready, hands on your head. Kids that are ready, hands up in the air. Kids that are ready, hands down. Kids that are ready, fold your hands.
Okay, DJ clap. 1, 2, 3. Wicka wicka. Wow. Boosh clap. 1, 2, 3. Boosh.
I love how they took turns. And I love Jackson's eyes, if you watch him. Yes, success. And so that look in his eyes, that look of learning and trying something new and failing and trying it again is something that we aspire to see in the eyes of our kids. And we don't do that. A lot of the time it's glazed over look.
Oh, those students today, they've been raised on television, so they only have an attention span of 5 minutes, and then you have to change direction.
I had the privilege of working with some apprenticeship students. These guys were all 18-year-olds, the gamers. And when they were working on their own electrical problems, nothing could tear them away. We're talking about 45 minutes of amazing focus. And these are the kids that we would say have no focus. It's not true. It derived from a biblical term on sparing the rod and spoiling the child. And what it means to me is when you don't discipline your children in the manner of strong discipline, you risk the chance of spoiling them. And I don't mean like in a good way. I don't mean like giving them a little extra portion or, a little Happy Meal spoil. I mean spoil them to the fact that they become disruptive, unruly, disrespectful.
People who are unlovely are not unlovely because they're unlovable, but because they're unloved. I had this kid named Billy that, honestly, he was just a pain. He wasn't mean, he wasn't angry, he was just needy. And he would do all kinds of obnoxious things in my classes. And finally the Holy Spirit said, you don't even know him. So what, I'm supposed to take him out to lunch? And the Holy Spirit said, yeah, that's exactly it. And you ask him one question, what's your story? Man, Billy started unpacking a story. I cannot tell you the level of abuse and neglect that boy has been through. And I walked away from that lunch shamed. because had I been through half of what Billy had been through, I wouldn't be half the man that he was. And that was a powerful lesson of the Holy Spirit to me. If a child is unlovely, the question you ask is, why have they been unloved? And our adding to that by a stern disciplinary action. I know, spare the rod, spoil the child, and all that stuff. But the kid who needs discipline the most needs least to be shamed. That's what they've already gotten.
Love you, Pastor, man, and worship pastors, man, I love what you do. I support you, but I dare you to challenge us. You know, freak us out. Just wake us up. Do something weird we would never expect in church on Sunday morning. Do some Led Zeppelin. Oh yes, baby birds. Do it. Because you could totally get away with it. Led Zeppelin works perfectly with Shout to the Lord. People wouldn't even know. I can prove it to you. Go ahead and play that track. I'll prove it to you right now. Led Zeppelin.